Hey, I'm Michael, and welcome to my series on Primavera P6 Settings. In this series, I'm going to talk about what the settings do and give you recommendations about how to set them. Today, if you're a beginner, we're going to talk about the time unit settings. So this is perfect for you if you're new to Primavera P6. All right, let's go. So time unit settings are on the Edit menu all the way down the bottom. Is user preferences, so go edit user preferences, and then you got a bunch of tabs, and we'll hit that first tab, which is time units. Okay, let me start by setting the stage. In P6, there's really two numbers that you're going to see. There are durations, and then there are units. Okay, so durations are the durations of the activities, units are like number of man hours. And here on the time units tab, we have settings around how those are going to be displayed. So let's start at the top by units. So units format, you can choose whether units are displayed in hours, days, weeks, months, years, all that stuff. Let's keep it simple. Units should be in hours, okay? It's typically man, person, hours that we're talking about. So let's leave them in hours. And underneath that, we have durations. And typically durations are in days. That's how we define project activity durations in terms of days. So we're going to set units to hours, number of man hours, and we're going to set durations to days. This will take 3 days to complete. Okay, a couple other settings. Now here's where I get to my recommendations part. I highly recommend you check these on. Show unit label, and all that's going to do is put the little H next to the number. So when you're looking at a resource that's assigned to an activity, and you see that it's 50 number of units, it'll put an H next to it that says 50 hours. We're going to do the same thing. Highly recommend you do this for durations and check on show duration label. And so anytime you see a duration, it'll have a D next to it. That's what we want. Now, as you start working with this stuff a little bit more, you're going to find that it's also really nice to turn on your decimals. So let's turn on, for units, let's turn on 2 decimals, might as well go for broke, and same thing with durations. I highly recommend you turn on 2 decimals for durations. Now, before I click close, I'm just going to show you what it looks like behind the screen here. You see, here's my durations, no decimals and no labels. And after I click, and then actually further down here, you can see budgeted units on this resource. Those are my units, no decimals, no labels. Once we click close, we can see how that has all changed. Okay, so we want to have the decimals there because one of the things we start to look for as we get more sophisticated in our planning is partial durations. We don't want to have partial durations. So if you display the decimal, you can scan your durations and look for any 0.5s or 0.21s and get rid of them. We don't want partial days, okay? We probably have the same thing that we're going to scan for in the units. We don't want partial units. So let's put our durations and our units to 2 decimals, and then we can check it all out. Those are my recommendations around time units, and that's the Primavera P6 time unit settings you need to know about for today. If you want to learn more about P6 settings and how to use P6 to manage projects, please check out some of our courses. We have an advanced course, we have a foundations course, and they would be perfect for you to get your P6 certificate and become a master at Primavera P6.